Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Today I'm doing a review on decentralized machine learning. Now they intend to unleash the untapped private data, idle processing power and crowdsource algorithms on your devices and pay you for allowing the device to be used as part of a big supercomputer network. It's a very interesting project. It's probably under a lot of people's radar. It hasn't really been publicized that much. So here it is. Let's get down to it, boppers. Let's have a look at decentralized machine learning. Let's look at the competition now, and Golem is probably one that is on everybody's lips. Because it's probably the oldest and most established one yet, although it hasn't really had the traction that a lot of people were hoping it would have had last year, especially when they released their brass version. So again, it's a decentralized supercomputer, and their ecosystem allows the PC power or the processing power of idling machines to be used. Their first a release is called the Brass, and it was meant to be coming out last year. It didn't, so yeah, scheduled for early 2018. And they are going to be utilizing their protocol for machine learning, scientific computing, business analytics, microservices, and decentralized applications. And the other one that's in competition would probably be Sonam. Again, another supercomputer organized by network mining. They call it a universal fog supercomputer powered by the Ethereum blockchain, and basically they utilize idle data or idle processing power on your devices to make a supercomputer to do stuff like DNA analysis and graphics rendering, that type of thing. So those are the two main competitors, and let's now look at the problems decentralized machine learning wants to solve. So the problems decentralized machine learning want to solve are, first off, the private data is usually untapped and inaccessible for machine learning purposes. So they're going to connect all these devices and use that data for the machine learning. And currently, companies access the private data without permission of the owner, i.e. you, and they only access a small part of it. They can only get a small part of it, so it's not completely utilized, and that's another issue, as we can see there. So there's no economic incentives for users either. Normally companies access your data and you don't get rewarded for it at all. They are benefiting off your processing power or your data collection, and you don't know about it, and there's no incentive, no reward. And as a result, centralized systems have poor data privacy and security. So other platforms as well, even decentralized ones, are blockchain agnostic, meaning that they are stuck with one chain. They have no cross-chain communication, and decentralized machine learning are going to implement cross-chain communication, so you'll be able to utilize a number of blockchains that will be effectively blockchain agnostic. Number 7, current centralized systems are unreliable and have limited scalability. With a decentralized system using everybody's devices in a big network, the scalability potential is massive. You can grow the network using billions upon billions of devices, theoretically, and it's much, much more reliable. Decentralized system over a centralized system is reliable way more than a centralized system is. Number 8, potential opportunities to improve are missed as current systems have limited participation. So decentralized machine learning will encourage people to learn and improve and assist with the growth of the platform and the improvement of the algorithms. And currently, obviously, that's participation in that kind of thing is quite limited indeed. So their aims are quite concisely summed up in their mission statement. The white paper is very good, it's very well written, very technical for those of you that are not technically minded. However, I always encourage people to read the white paper because it will, even if you don't fully understand it, it will teach you something. It will give you a feeling of the project. It will allow you to get insight that you wouldn't have otherwise had. And I think it's so important to read a white paper. I really do. So the mission statement is as follows. Their goal is to create, obviously, a blockchain-based decentralized machine learning protocol and ecosystem through, number one, utilizing untapped private data for machine learning while protecting data privacy. Number two, connecting and leveraging idle processing power of individual devices for machine learning. Number three, encouraging involvement from the periphery by creating a developer community and algorithm marketplace that promotes innovation to build machine learning algorithms that match practical utilities. Number four, improving and correcting existing machine learning algorithms and models through crowdsourced fine-tuning model trainers. And finally, number five, creating a new decentralized machine learning utility token and leveraging on blockchain smart contracts technology to provide a trustless and middleman-free platform that connects potential contributors in machine learning from all aspects. So if you're not that technically minded, machine learning is essentially an ability for a computerized system or a computer to learn without explicit programming. So normally you program a computer, you tell it what to do, and that's all it does. But for artificial intelligence, you need it to have a learning ability. So it needs to be fed data and then process the data and in some ways understand and learn on the back of the data that's been provided. So it's not explicitly programmed. So that's essentially what it is. Now, funnily enough, I didn't think I would find many results on this, but it's a massive growing market. And my first Google for machine learning market turned up several reports, all very optimistic about the industry in general, which is to be expected as artificial intelligence is a big buzzword at the moment. Machine learning, deep learning, they're all buzzwords, they're all buzz phrases, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry currently, and it's set to grow as well. So just checking some figures here from this global forecast. And you can download this report. I think it's a paid report from Research and Markets, but this little snippet is good enough for our review here. The global machine learning market is expected to grow from US dollar 1.4 billion in 2017 to US dollar 8.8 billion by 2022 at a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 44.1%. That's incredible, guys. So the main driving factors for this market are proliferation in data generation and technological advancement, and we are getting quicker and better at advancing our technology as we continue to develop new technologies. It's just getting faster and faster. So the growth of this will be phenomenal over the next 3-4 years, as it states there. Multi-billion-dollar market. So yes, immediately you want to be interested in projects that are involved in this space. So with the blockchain-based smart contract, it allows you to utilize smart contract for machine learning on untapped data. It allows you to use smart contracts for the decentralized machine learning marketplace activities, buying and selling on the marketplace. It will also allow you to acquire machine learning algorithms for self or business predictions, and also crowd fine-tuning to improve existing ML algorithms. And what that means is that you can actually assist with fine-tuning the algorithms to make them perform better, and also receive the tokens for your efforts. Well, why use a blockchain? Well, the blockchain can provide smart contracts, and this allows the functions to happen between the different parties on the ecosystem. You can apply rules and therefore use the token to tokenize the system and basically fund and fuel the use of the system. So essentially that's why they want to use a blockchain to do this. And also by having blockchain technology, the transparency, immutability, auditability, and all the other features that you have come to expect and love from blockchain will be and can be implemented. So we can see an infographic here of how the smart contracts are going to operate. The customer will pay for a report. The developer will receive tokens from the algo usage, or algorithm usage, and also pay tokens to improve the algorithm. And a report node will receive tokens from report generation, as we can see there, and a distributing node, federated node, or algorithm refining node, or algo refining node as they've called it here, will receive tokens from improving the algorithm, aggregate prediction results, and if there are too many requests, then the auction mechanism, which is explained in the white paper, will be applied. Now the data owner, that's you, that's providing the data and the use of their idle processing power, you will receive tokens from running the algo by your data, and also from crowd fine-tuning if you have indeed taken part in fine-tuning the algorithms or any other services that were required. So without going too deep into the very technical white paper, we'll take some excerpts from the website, much easier and much more convenient for purposes of this review. The infrastructure for the decentralized machine learning platform is as follows. They have on-device machine learning without data extraction. So basically they're utilizing your private data without taking it off your device. They are also going to unleash innovation from the periphery, which means developers, the community, can all assist in improvements and even making their own algorithms that they can buy and sell on the marketplace. They will connect the idle processing power of billions of devices, leveraging processing power of all connected devices on the network for running machine learning algorithms. The other interesting part of it will be that they are encouraging participation in the machine learning training. So they will create an algorithm trainer community to improve the algorithms through collective efforts. That's the fine-tuning that I mentioned in the last chapter. They will also have an interesting multi-blockchain adoption and interoperability, which means they can communicate across multi-blockchains to achieve basically a blockchain agnostic protocol, which is going to be the key for the future. I think if you are stuck with one blockchain, then you're going to be limited in application. Also, they're going to return power to ecosystem owners. So obviously we understand the limitations of the centralized systems, and they are going to allow everybody to have a say, have control of their data, and also whether their device is accessed, and what data is actually being accessed on it. So these are the four participants in the protocol. You will have the customers, the developers, the decentralized nodes, and the data owners. So let's have a look to see how they will interact together and what they are going to be doing on the protocol. So this is a nice infographic of the workflow and how it's going to work. So we'll start in the middle with the multiple devices. And you as a data owner can authorize specific types of data to be used for the algorithms to be run on. So you have your final say over that, and algorithms will run directly on your device without any data extraction, and they'll only run when your device is idling. It won't be running while you're doing stuff as well. It'll be quite smart in the way it operates. You can also act as a voluntary algorithm trainer to fine-tune machine learning algorithms as well. And then you will have the decentralized nodes. which will aggregate results generated from the connected devices via averaging by federated learning. Don't ask me what that means, that's getting too technical for me now. And then you will also generate final machine learning results and share with the protocol customers. So if you are a developer, you can aggregate fine-tune improvements from individual devices to refine the algorithms, and then developers can list machine learning algorithms for sale. They can be sold on the marketplace up at the top there, and then back to the decentralized nodes, which will identify eligible user devices of appropriate data sets and distribute selected algorithms to the appropriate devices. On the other hand, from generating your machine learning results from the nodes, customers can then select existing or request tailor-made algorithms based on practical needs. Now, it sounds very, very complicated. It probably is in practice, but essentially what we need to take from this is that the system is almost self-sustaining, as you like. Being decentralized, of course, your data is protected as well. So if you are utilizing your idle power on your device, you won't be compromised in terms of your dick pics or any other naughty stuff that you've got on your mobile phone, for example, which I'm sure you wouldn't like being broadcast all over the internet. So that's basically how it works. I'm not going to get too more technical on it. I don't think there's a point in doing so in this review. Suffice to say that it's a very exciting project, and it has a lot of potential for machine learning and artificial intelligence going forward. So a last word on the benefits for the different participants. Developers have a perspective. It unleashes creativity via innovation from the periphery, meaning everybody can get involved. Open market will be available to sell your machine learning algorithms. There will be external source to fine-tune machine learning algorithms as well. They will have a data owner's perspective as well. They can unlock the economic value of private data with privacy protection. You know, your privacy is not going to be compromised. They will make use of idle processing power. Certain data and device owner will also act as a model trainer as well, as we mentioned before. They will take into account customers' perspective. They will reduce the bar for applying machine learning algorithms, and they will receive or achieve better prediction results with the use of the untapped data. So essentially, to sum up, that is the advantages of using this system and the benefits for the different people that are using it. So the token usage for this tokenized ecosystem are as follows. You will be able to utilize untapped data and idle processing power. So you will get paid for allowing the system to utilize your untapped potential when your mobile device or other. You can also, with the token, acquire machine learning algorithms from the marketplace, pay for them with the token. They will also be given as a reward to the decentralized nodes in the protocol. They will also be given as rewards to the algorithm trainers for fine-tuning the algorithms as well, if that's what you're doing. They will also be used to incentivize users from the user growth pool. They will be given as an extra reward for contributors. There will be a user growth pool generation mechanism, and so the DML token is the ticker, and it will be an ERC20 token, so you'll be able to store it on your Ethereum wallet. The growth pool I mentioned before will be 9% of DML tokens, and that's going to incentivize more people to participate in the ecosystem as well, which drives the network to success. And there will be extra rewards for contributors, as I mentioned before, so just looking at that now, that will come from the user growth pool as well. So the token metrics have not yet been released, so I can't finalize this section. However, they have a whitelist, and you have to be on the whitelist in order to participate in this ICO. The early whitelist consists of two tiers. There are DML ambassadors, and they will receive a 2 to 5 Ether cap, individual cap for the ICO, and the quota for those is 2,500 to 5,000 people. Then there will be DML super ambassadors, and they will have a 38 ether cap, but the quota is 100, and I believe they just increased that to 150 due to overwhelming interest in this ICO. There will also be a main whitelist, and that will come later this month, and that will have a cap, an individual cap of 0.5 to 2 Ethereum. So this is the only method for the early whitelist application. You have to actually fill in the form. I will leave a link to this below so you can go and do it. However, other important things to note: we don't know the full token metrics or tokenomics here, but the token sale target will be between 28,000 and 32,000 ether as a hard cap, so it gives us a little idea of what they're trying to raise. So not too high, quite favorable for this project. However, I will have to do the review without knowing the full token metrics, and I will come back at a later date and update with a short video perhaps, just to give us an idea of how, what the potential of this project will be, once we know the price of the tokens. So they're not having a bounty campaign as such. However, to get in on the early whitelist, you have to be an ambassador or a super ambassador, which means you have to actually contribute to spreading the word about this project in the community by either sharing on Telegram, joining their Telegram group, providing information about the project, or even if you want to be a super ambassador, doing a video about the project, blogs, featuring on your website, etc. So that's the way they're spreading the word about the project, but there's no bounty campaign per se. But you do need to actually get involved if you want to get on the early whitelist. So looking at the roadmap now, a lot's been happening in the federated or machine learning space in the last couple of years. Last December, the white paper was published and Decentralized Machine Learning website came online. The release of their algorithm marketplace, the prototype of it anyway, will happen this month. Next month, we'll move on to the token generation event, the ICO. And then in April, May this year, the Decentralized Machine Learning Algo Marketplace will go online. In June and July, they will release the DML protocol Generation 1 Alpha, Decentralized Machine Learning on Device Private Data. Then June 2018, they will research state channels for increasing DML scalability. In July to August, the first DML algo competition to grow and support developer community will launch. And then July, August 2018, they will release DML protocol Gen 1 Beta. September this year, DML protocol Gen 1 will go online. And then in December, the release of customized state channels for increasing DML scalability will take place. Moving into next year, 2019, the release of the DML protocol Gen 2 Beta. Quarter 1, again, release of multi-chain support and interoperability. Quarter 2, the DML protocol Gen 2 will go online. Then the Gen 3 beta is expected in July, August 2019. September, October, we'll see it going online. And then quarter 4, they will research general purpose API for expanding usage of the DML marketplace from machine learning to just general applications. Then 2020, they go right into the future with this roadmap, and they will research new blockchain supporting mass adoption of general purpose decentralized applications and data privacy. And one can imagine that by then technology will be advancing and changing rather rapidly. Then quarter 2, quarter 3, 2020, the Gen 4 beta will be released, and then later on that year it will go online. So quite a lengthy and extensive roadmap that's quite detailed as I think we need it to be. But we're looking just later on this year, I think, for a product release and something that we'll actually be able to contribute to. So let's look at the team now, and Victor Chung is the blockchain developer. He's already founded a couple of tech companies. He has experience in full stack web development, app and smart contract development. He's proficient in Solidity as well as other programming languages, and has a MSc in computer science from Hong Kong University, I think that is. Michael Kwok is the project lead director. Again, he, I think, assisted with Victor at the two tech company startups. He's won awards before. He is a business development and a specialist, really, and online branding and SEO expert. Jackie Chan is the blockchain and software developer. No, he's not the actor, so no jokes about that, I promise. He's a founding engineer at a blockchain consultancy firm, Kyokan Labs. And he has contributed to MetaMask and Decentralized as well. He's also a former software developer at Uber. Very interesting indeed. He's also worked for Goldman Sachs, I see there. So, or a company that was acquired by Goldman Sachs, sorry. So let's have a look at these other guys. Yep, they all look very proficient in IT and programming, which is what you'd want from a project of this nature. Then there's a labs team, as we can see. A machine learning engineer, Matthew Slipper, and he is also involved at Kyokan Labs. He is a former co-founder and chief technical officer at Spectrum Labs, which was an investor-backed machine learning startup. Interesting. And Alex Sung, software developer, 4 years at Cisco Systems as a hardware validation engineer. And David Hughes, a software developer, and he was a software engineer at Uber. So that's quite reassuring. The advisory body is 5 strong, I think. Guillaume there, he is a big data machine learning advisor, experienced in banking, consulting, and he has a specialization certificate in machine learning from Stanford University. Get my words all muddled up here. Very impressive indeed. Michael Edises has a PhD, and it's in pure mathematics from Northwestern University. He has a Bachelor of Philosophy and Mathematics at MIT as well. I don't really want to leave anybody out here. Roderick van der Graaf, blockchain advisor. And at the bottom here, Kyle Wong, PhD, machine learning advisor, and Scott Christiansen, another machine learning advisor as well. This looks like a very strong team to me. Just to summarize, they are all very experienced and adept in their fields, all with a focus on machine learning and blockchain and IT. So, you know, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind this team is certainly capable of implementing this project. So though not explicitly stated on the website, they do mention Kyokan Labs. Several of the team are involved at Kyokan. Kyokan work with other companies to achieve their aims in their projects. They are a software engineering company. Jackie Chan there is the founding engineer for this project. And we can see Matthew's also involved with the ICO as well, Decentralized Machine Learning. They have collaborated with MetaMask, as you can see, Decentralized, and there's Decentralized Machine Learning there, Backlight, LoanSnap, and Crypto Valley as well, amongst others. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. It's important that we realize exactly who we're dealing with when we're getting involved with any project. So community support is fairly good with this project. They're on Telegram, Medium, Twitter, Reddit, and also GitHub. And if we just have a quick look, they don't have many Twitter followers at the moment for some reason, which is strange. But they have almost 5,000 in the Telegram community, which is, I think, good enough for this size of a project to gain traction. And that'll grow exponentially over time, I would imagine, once more people realize about this project. Because as I said before, it's pretty much under the radar of a lot of people so far. So I'm happy to bring it to your attention, as usual. And they also have a GitHub where they have a lot of repositories. As you can see, the marketplace algo is there, the extension for MetaMask, etc., etc. Right, now to the verdict, and first of all, as usual, let's look at the positives that I see in this ICO. So first off, number one, they have a very strong team in terms of the ability here, because you know, everybody that I saw on the team is very focused and specialized in computer technology or blockchain or More importantly, I suppose, machine learning as well. So there's a lot of depth here in the team. Number two, they have worked and collaborated on other well-known projects such as MetaMask and Decentralized. So they have the ability to deliver. Number three, very important here, it's a multi-billion-dollar potential market, and it's growing exponentially year upon year upon year, and will continue to grow. So if they can get a piece of that with their market, there's certainly there's certainly a massive potential for this project. And number four, sort of compounds what I was saying, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. It's hot property at the moment. You can't really go wrong. Number five, overall presentation for this project is excellent par excellence, if I can invoke my French. It really is very good. It's top notch. I enjoyed doing this review. The material's very well presented. It's easy to sift through. You get a good understanding and a good idea of the vision of the team as well with the material. Number six, it's early days. We haven't got the token economics yet, but it will be a relatively low hard cap for this project, I believe, between 28 and 32,000 Ether they want to raise, which will work out between about 20 to 25 million dollars, I would imagine, in somewhere in that region anyway. And for a project like this, that's relatively low, so that is quite exciting for when we get the token details released soon. Number seven, participants will be limited in the amounts that they can contribute, so there'll be no gas war. I made this a positive here because it's nice that a project takes the time to actually reward the early people, the early adopters, the ones that show interest in the project very early on. And it's also fair, I think, that they limit everybody to a certain amount, so that it allows people to participate rather than get these whales coming in that spend big amounts of money and capture all the tokens. So I like fair ICOs. That's a positive for me. I'm myself personally, I would put a lot of money into this ICO because I like it. I think you're getting that impression already before you get to the final verdict stage. But I don't mind if I'm limited, because this is what the ecosystem and blockchain is all about. Decentralization, it's about sharing. It's what ICOs are all about, more importantly. And we seem to have gone off the reservation somehow. We're celebrating these big companies. One just announced they weren't having an ICO the other day. I think it was Current, and it's going to do a free airdrop. That's all fine and well, but the big investors are the ones that are going to benefit from that more than us. We get a little bit of tokens dribbled down to us, and we're meant to be thankful to our richer masters. That's not what this is all about. ICOs aren't all about that, guys. ICOs are about everybody being able to participate in this exciting new technology. Rant over. But you get my point, yeah? So that's why this is a positive for me. They've identified the importance of the community and the support they're getting, and they're rewarding us because they're giving everybody a fair crack of the whip. Number 8, this facilitates participation in the project itself. You can participate as a developer, a user, one of the trainers if you can, find faults in the algorithm or teach people about the algorithms. It facilitates interest and it gets people involved, and that's very important. 9, it rewards the users as well. You'll get rewarded for using this, for allowing them to use your data. You'll get rewarded. It really is important. Number 10, although we haven't had the ability to see what they're doing yet, the code is on GitHub. They do have the prototype there. I believe it's the marketplace, the Algo marketplace. It's in prototype. The code is on GitHub, so there is something there, some meat and potatoes to this project. It's not just a white paper ICO. So the negatives here, and I'll be honest with you, I had to nitpick to get them. The first one is there's no tokenomics included in the white paper. The tokenomics, the token metrics are going to come soon, so I will release another video when they do come. Very short video, just explaining them. So really, that's a negative that could be wiped off this, and I'm just nitpicking here because I couldn't find anything else to put in the negative section. Another one again, and I'm probably nitpicking, I think there's room enough for all competition in this sector, but however, the other competition, Golem, Sonum, and a few others, they already have brand recognition. And number 3, another negative, nitpicking again, because there is a good support in the community for this project already. There's maybe not enough hype, behind this. I'm sure that will build. As soon as people realise what this is all about, I think this project will go to the moon. So, bearing that in mind, another negative will be obviously that there's limited amounts available for contributors as well. So although it's a fair distribution, if you're an investor, you're limited to a certain amount of Ethereum, so that's a negative. Again, I'm nitpicking. I like to see fair distribution rather than just gas wars and allowing big whales to come in and capture as many tokens as they want. But it is a negative. If you want to put 5 Ethereum in, you might not be able to, and that sort of limits the amount we can earn from this ICO. But that being said, don't let me detract from this, because I really like this project. I'm being honest. I'm very tentative at the moment, but I'm tentatively optimistic. I'm awaiting the tokenomics before giving it a final score, but a provisional score of 4 stars out of 5. I really, really like this project. I think it's got real potential. This, it's one of the better projects I've reviewed recently. Everybody else is trying to do similar things. This is exciting. This has real potential. So will I be investing in this ICO? Given the opportunity, if I get on the whitelist, I certainly will. At whatever level I get in at, I will be investing a certain amount. And I really like it. What can I say? Not many negatives about it that I can see. And I would say it's pretty low risk as well for as far as an ICO investment is concerned. So, that's the review for today. So if you liked it, please like, please subscribe, click the bell notification. You'll get my videos quicker. And remember, I'm just doing this, as fun. I don't get paid for it. This is just my opinion. It's not to be taken as financial advice. Please, guys, if you're going to invest in ICOs, please bear in mind they do pose inherent risk. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is an investment, so you've got to do your own due diligence. You've got to do your own research. You've got to invest with caution, invest wisely, and always, or never even, invest more than you can afford to lose in anything. So, there we are. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that video. I will be back again tomorrow with another review. I just seem to be doing ICO videos these days, and that's fine by me. It gives me something to do. But if you want me to do any projects, you want me to look at anything, then let me know in the comment section below. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow.